Hey y'all, it's NayRob back again. I'm doing this should be Friday's upload, y'all. Whew, I'm wore out. Thursday upload wore me out. Okay. Hello, love bugs. Hello, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Please remember to like the video because it is so important to our success here on the YouTube. Now let's continue talking about Call Her Miss Ross, the unauthorized biography of Diana Ross by J. Randy Taraborrelli. I know I ain't got it right yet, okay? There was a 5-day engagement at the Coconut Grove in Los Angeles beginning June 13th before the group was booked for its annual visit to the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas. Once in Vegas, Cindy Bird's song was staying across the street at Caesar's Palace just in case we needed her, which I think we will, Barry said. You know you will. Throughout the show, Flo was off her mark and singing flat. Diana and Murray did what they could do to cover her, but it was difficult. In the act before their closing number, there was stage patter where Diana said, "I'll have you know, then is in." To which Florence, a la Pearl Bailey, always responded, "Thin may be in, but honey, fat is where it's at." This night, when she delivered that line, she stuck her stomach out to underscore the word fat. It was an unattractive thing to do, especially considering her appearance. When Gordy saw her do this, he bolted up from his chair and headed backstage. When the girls got off the stage, Florence went straight to her dressing room. "I need a drink." She said Barry was standing there waiting for her. "You're finished," he told Florence. "I want you to pack your things and get the hell out of this town." "Barry, you get the fuck out of my face." "Ooh!" Florence snapped as she pushed him out of her way and slammed the door. Infuriated, Barry stormed out of the backstage area and into the casino where Diana joined him. The two spent the night at the tables commiserating over what happened the next morning. He called Florence's... The two spent the night at the tables commiserating over what had happened. The next morning, he called Florence's room. When she picked up the phone, he realized that she was hungover. "I'm calling to tell you that you're finished," he told her. "I'm what?" "You're fired, Florence." "Finished." Ooh. Man, what job you know you can talk to your boss like that and still be there? What job you know? I don't know no goddamn job you can talk to somebody like that. Now, y'all, hold on. Now, y'all, I have been known to be a little insubordinate at times. I have, because, people would write me up, and I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about that write-up. I can put that shit with the rest. That write-ups ain't nothing but a Christmas card to me. I don't care about that, especially when I think you being unfair or unreasonable. But I feel as if I'm a reasonable person. But if I see you, you think you're just going to talk trash to me, like, give me 2 minutes, right? So one time, working at my part-time job, Lowe's, right? Child, God bless me. Okay. But one time I was working at Lowe's and I was standing there, okay? And this dude walked up to me because I didn't have no customers in my line. So I was standing at the end of the aisle like they do, right? And I don't know what his problem was. But this dude had came over to me, and he was a white dude. I could tell he was old racist, and he hated the fact that he had to work with, black folks and stuff like that, right? And, black and brown people, right? But anyway, he walked up to me and said, "Rob, what you doing?" Oh, my God. Why did he say that to me and he know I worked there part-time? I told him, "You don't know me. You know this is my part-time job, right? You know that, right?" Okay? He was like, "Well, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what you doing." "I'm standing here. I'm being black. I'm about to walk away, go pee, and then when I come back, I don't want you in my face asking me what I'm doing. I'm breathing. I'm staying alive. I'm staying right here. The worst thing you can do to me in any employment is ask me what I'm doing. Don't ask me what I'm doing, bitch. Don't do that." But anyway, let's get to it. Tension continued to build within the group. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, we're going backwards. In July 1967, the worst riots in Detroit's history left 43 people dead. More than 7,000 others were arrested. 1,200 homes and businesses were destroyed. The riots were more than 40 years in the making of as a volatile mix of poor whites and blacks began moving northward in the 20s. It was said that most of the rioters were hardcore unemployed. Many black neighborhoods were ruined, including the area where the Hitsville offices were located. While this was happening, Diana Ross was in Las Vegas hobnobbing with Johnny Carson and Joanna Carson. Ooh, I miss Johnny Carson. At his party, and then with Milton Berle and his friends at another. Barry also was in Las Vegas with Diana and couldn't return home because the airport in Detroit was closed. Martha Reeves was on stage in Detroit singing Dancing in the Streets. She was asked to stop the song in mid-performance and urge everyone in the audience to go home because Detroit was on fire and their families were in danger. Perhaps out of respect for the Gordy Empire, now worth $30 million, the rioters left his building unharmed. Oh, okay. That was something we learned. That I learned. I didn't learn that. I mean, not saying that that was the first time that I heard it mentioned, because I did not hear in any other group or read in any other book that they messed with the Motown office. I'd never heard it, but that was the first time that I heard it put like that, okay? However, a few weeks later, his office received an anonymous phone call with the message, Motown were burned by Halloween, and Gordy became worried. Detroit was no longer the place to be, but where else could he go? Barry decided to move Motown out of its bungalow premises to a 10-story office building on Woodward Avenue in the heart of the city. Okay, now that explains why we ended up there. Tension continued to build within the group. A Ross confidant, remember, Diana was feeling that Murray hated her guts, and she was right. Murray did, especially when Melvin Franklin of the Temptations sent her, Mary, a telegram at the St. Moritz Hotel in New York saying, "Stick by Florence. It may happen to you." I remember Mary Wilson talking about that in her book. Rumors of mafia intentions in Motown business were running rampant. If any of this is true, it surely must have been a problematic situation because Barry was used to running his company his way. And supposedly now, there were others he had to answer to. As the story went, the chief man responsible for Motown was Michael Rothschild, a hard-nosed but brilliant New Yorker in his late 30s who had the title of corporate vice president. Rothschild was said to have worked for John F. Kennedy and Adlai Stevenson in public relations. One reporter described Rothschild this way: heavyset, thick hands, and the kind of tired, jelly face that makes you want to splash cold water on it. Rothschild gives the impression of a man who has learned the ropes in a cutthroat business. I know this for a fact about Rothschild, said a former publicist for Motown. I saw him give orders to Berry Gordy. He didn't ask, he told. Mike Rothschild would tell him what to do, saying, "This is what I want you to do." Glory. Glory. I've been called everything from the real boss at Motown to the Mafia representative, Rothschild once said in an interview. The Mafia representation. Rothschild once said in an interview, but this is Barry's company. Motown is an extension of Berry Gordy, not the other way around. After the Vegas engagement, Florence Ballard met with Mike Rothschild, not Berry Gordy, on July 26, 1967 to negotiate terms for her future. She later recalled the meeting with Rothschild in a conference room at the Northland Inn in Detroit. I was told I had no right to the name Supremes ever. He promised me $2,500 a year for the next 6 years, a total of only $15,000. I thought, is that all I'm worth? Then he said I had no right to say that I was ever a Supreme. And he said that if I didn't sign this paper, Barry wouldn't have anything more to do with me. I told him I didn't care if I ever saw Barry again. We don't care if you ever seen him again, but we damn sure care if we get his money again. As the 24-year-old ex-Supreme, ex-Brewster Place Project girl signed the document, her whole body shook. In the beginning of the Diana Mary Cindy union, Barry tried to reestablish a group unity among the girls because he realized that the tension among them shouldn't continue. Cindy recalled, this sense of unity didn't last very long. Diana began doing little things to hurt Mary and Cindy's feelings. For instance, one time, are they on the Ed Sullivan show? Okay, so anyway, they on the show, right? They on stage, they on the camera, right? Now, this is what they said that she was doing on purpose, right? It's a diva moment. You know how I always be taking up for D. Diana? Not today, okay? Not today. So you got Cindy Birdsong and Diana on stage. Of course, Diana is front and center, and you have the girls in the back. They're saying that when the end of the performances were done, Cindy and Mary were doing their, normal curtsy, kiss, blow, whatever the hell they do at the end of the show, right? They said that Diana would open her arms up wide purposefully so that she could see, and throw her head back so that she could see the monitor above. She purposefully threw her hands back where her hands were strategically in front of Cindy's and Mary's face. That's petty. That's petty. You're doing too much, Diana. I can't even recall it, And my thing is, can't nobody get her ass back? You don't have to, blatantly be get her back, smack her in the face. But I'm like, do stuff to her. Hide one of her best wigs, you know what I'm saying? Put glue in her mascara. I know you like, Nay, that's childish. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's how you make it in the group. That's how you do it. If you're not going to step your game up, then you need to conform with accommodations. You hear me? If you know that you're on your way out the door, right? For one, you should be stepping your game up. And I know you like from the back, Nay, what more can you do? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people in the background stand out too. Now, oh, shoot, my wife. Hold on. Goddamn. Did Barry have a confidence head about it? It's so many things that you could do, to people to soothe your nerves. I'd be like, Mary, let's, we in this building. Mice and shit in here. Okay, let's put peanut butter underneath of Barry Gordy's desk. Let's do that. And it had the mice come out and bite on his toes. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff that you can do that I'm just like, what is y'all doing? You ain't doing it right, okay? If you're going to go out with a bang, okay? Now you petty. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Diana's look in particular had also changed dramatically. In just a year, she had taken what she had learned in artist development courses to new levels of sophistication, on and off the stage, where many of her critics once felt that she looked like a youngster wearing grown-up wigs and makeup. Now there was no doubt that she was mature, sophisticated woman. See, this is why I'm saying it's stuff that you can do to make a person go. Y'all should have been gaslighting her, okay? Y'all should have been doing stuff to her to make her think she was losing her mind. Now, it's not funny, okay? It's not fun because, I love the Diana. But at least if you couldn't do it to the Diana, do it to the Barry Gordy. He deserved it. He deserved it, okay? At about this time, Holland, Dozier, and Holland began expressing great dissatisfaction with the Motown machinery, especially when Barry promised to give them stock in the company in appreciation for their contributions. Instead, he gave the shares, which were valued at over $1 million, to his sister Esther. Ooh. Woo! He offered HDH $100,000 a year each in advance against their royalties, but they decided that wasn't nearly enough. You got that right. You got that right. Finally, they started their own label in Detroit and enjoyed limited success for a short time, but nothing like the chart-topping success they had become accustomed to as part of the Gordy Empire. As a result of the deflection of Holland Dozier and Holland, the Supremes and many other Motown artists were left without their valuable writing producing team. This loss, combined with the Florence fiasco, spelled the end of the Supremes' consistency on the record-selling charts. By the beginning of 1968, Diana, at 24 years old, and Barry, 39, had almost totally distanced themselves from Wilson and Birdsong and the rest of the entourage. Ooh. You know what that sounds like to me? If I ain't never heard it before, it sounds like Berry Gordy and Diana Ross went on a crack tour. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But when you see couples distancing themselves from other people, it's because they into some real crazy shit. Okay? Like Scientology. Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loved. Have a good one. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for understanding these freakers. Love you. Bye.